What's going on, Techo Bum 232? What's up, Evil or Avi? We're back, guys. Back to back nights. What's going on, Ross? How you been, brother? What's up, Flynn? What's up? Hi, how's your day? Triple high, let's go. Big man, what's going on, Ross? How's your day, brother? What's up, Sarah? Good? Let me put this up a bit. Really good, bro. Really good. I was down in Chumana. I didn't know he's got sunburnt today. Oh my goodness. Wait for some people to join up before we start. What's going on, derby.com.au. What's up the ground, Sia? Gucci Queen, what's going on? Just this. Rains, what's up, brother? Optimal run. Really optimal. Just tempo, so around like a 70-80% intensity. I was running with my friend Terry, my friend Terry, which I posted on my story. He weighs like 20 kilos less than me, and that plays the biggest difference with obviously running. The less you weigh, you're probably going to outrun a bigger guy. And holy fuck, when you see your friend just burn you, it does something to your ego. You just want to like improve. Moe, what's going on? Moe, double Moe, let's go. Triple Moe, oh my. Alright. But yeah, running is so purposeful, man. Like the flow state you get in when you start just going for runs, whether it be tempos or interval running, it really challenges you. And honestly, you don't get the same kind of stimulus, at least in your legs, just from gym, to be honest. Like running has transformed my legs to that next level, and it's something which you feel like you're slacking in right now. I highly recommend we all start getting more into running. Because with me, I only have been running now for the past year, and I used to have a fear of, I'm going to lose more muscle. I'm not going to be able to recover for gym. How am I going to balance leg day and running? And there's these types of people who like to train legs twice a week, but honestly, bro, you really only need 1 day of leg day per week. Especially now that we all kind of understand that high intensity training is a lot better than high volume. A lot of people think, oh no, Adrian, we have to stimulate our muscles 2 to 3 times per week to grow them. I'm going to be honest, bro. I only train each muscle individually once a week. For my chest, I only do 4 working sets to failure, 2 exercises. Legs, I guess there's different parts of my legs, but for quads, I only do some sort of squat. Right now I'm doing pendulum. And I like to do some sort of leg extension, whether it be single leg or a normal one. That's all I'll do for quads. And then for hammies, I only do 1 hammy exercise. Let me put this down a bit. I used to have this is annoying me, oh my God. I used to have a long phase of doing RDLs, but now I'm just doing the seated hammy curl. That targets a lot more of like the lower hamstring. I know RDLs is a lot more upper hamstring, and obviously RDLs is a whole lot more taxing on your body. But yeah, like I was saying, I only train each body part once a week and do like 2 to 4 sets max, and I'm still progressing. I log my top sets and I train it as hard as I can. A lot of people like to think, Adrian, what's the point of intensity? I need to do more, and have this mindset of thinking that more exercises, more volume, more sets equals more growth. But that's not how gym works. It's really not how gym works. What's going on, Anna? What's going on, Faith? We go into the gym to stimulate our muscles. And how do we do that? We train them as hard as possible, whether that be 1 attempt or 2 attempts. 2 top sets max. What's going on, Greg? How you been, man? What do I do for cardio? I guess I do a lot of things with cardio because now I'm trying to cut and drop body fat as well. So I have implemented some Stairmaster sessions, but also, like I was just talking about at the start of this live, I'll do runs outside, get the sunlight, top off. Whether it be a tempo run, like 5 to 6 Ks, I think is like a good distance for me personally. Something I've kind of adjusted to. I guess when I started running, I couldn't even run 3 Ks. Like 3 Ks was a big ask. If you feel like you want to get into running, don't set the bar too high to begin with. Start low and just progressive overload. Obviously, okay, we don't want to be any sort of like marathon runner. I think that's cringe. We want to look good. We want to look sexy. So try find that balance of bodybuilding and cardiovascular health. What's going on, Talia? Guys, if you have any questions regarding gym, diet, supplement, pumping through, also spam the like, spam the shares so more people can find this. Take a drink. Beans and toast, yummy. What's going on, Lockie? Another habit which I guess will set you apart drastically from the pack is consistently static stretching. Basically, static stretching is when you hold a muscle in the lengthened position for, let's say, 30 seconds to a minute. We don't want to do that before our workouts and we want to do it after, all right? Because when we static stretch before, let's say, leg day, we make our muscles super loose. What's going on, Alex? How you been, man? We have to catch up. Holy fuck, it's been forever. Appreciate it, bro. Oh my God, Alex. And we just had that chat about Liverpool. That's so funny. What timing? What was I saying? Oh yeah, stretching. Static stretching is essential post-workout. Before workout, what we want to focus on is dynamic stretching. So let's say we're training upper body. How do we warm up? We don't do static stretches, so we don't do this stretch. We don't do this. We do like shoulder rotations. If we're training chest, maybe even some like bodyweight push-ups I think is really good. Any sort of like movement that warms up the joints, gets blood flow in them, that is going to prime you for the weights. After we smash the weights, let's say we've been doing dumbbell presses, let's say we've been doing pec flies, tricep extensions, skull crushes, and we're done the workout. Okay, now we want to go home, we want to eat protein. But after a workout, our muscles have become super fucking tight, and that is the prime time to stretch them, which is going to aid your recovery, and you're just going to grow twice as fast, naturally, of course. And it's so funny, like, I've been going to the gym now for 8 years, and the amount of people, especially guys my age, I'll see, let's say, smash their chest, smash their legs, and they won't even spend 5 to 10 minutes to stretch. Now, I don't know if they stretch at home, but I highly doubt it because that takes a lot of fucking discipline. I'll see everyone just go train and they just walk out. Me and my close mate, we're like the only guys who spend 10 minutes stretching, and it is the best 10-minute investment you can ever spend. If you care so much about your fitness, oh my goodness. Fitness is one thing you need to get confidence and conquer the world. Big goals. Absolutely, bro. Next gen or dinner this week for sure. 100% Alex, bro. It's been too long, man. Ages. Holy fuck. And we literally called like 3 weeks ago now. Jesus Christ, time flies. You're not that guy, pal, trust me. Thanks so much, bro. Hope you're having a great night. Is it true that shoulders can hit more sets than other body parts? Dante commented. Okay. This is a big argument, and I just had this whole rant about how focus more intensity and don't do as much volume. But I have heard from other guys saying, oh, your smaller muscle groups, they need more volume because they don't get as of much attention. I've seen some guys saying, oh, you got to do 20 sets of calves because it's a small muscle. You got to do 20 sets of forearms, it's a small muscle. 20 sets of rear delts, shoulders, etc. because it's a small muscle. And I'm going to be honest, bro, what personally worked for me the best was just keeping everything 2 sets. And maybe on the rare occasion, if I really felt like it, and if I really felt that extra volume would serve me in any kind of way, then okay, I'd be a little bit cheeky and I'd do a third set. It's not like it's going to be the end of the world or I'm going to dig so deep into my recovery. But I think a good rule of thumb is for your compounds, like your big heavy movements, any sort of squat, bench press, barbell row, etc. Those should always be maxed out at 2 top sets. And obviously this isn't including warm-ups. Do as many warm-ups as you can to reach your top set weight so you don't get injured. And obviously, again, with your warm-ups, don't take them to 100%, then you're kind of just wasting your energy before your primed top set, all right? So warm up around 40-50%, slowly build up the weight. Let's say my top set weight is 40 kilo dumbbells, incline. I'll go like 15 kilos, 20, 30 kilos, and I'll just go to 40. I usually do like 3 warm-ups. And I think that really primes my muscles super well. Thoughts on Redder, gaining lots of popularity and not hearing any negative effects. Thank you so much for the gift, Dante. I appreciate it, brother. I am Greek, but I dropped out of Greek school in year 2 and my Greek sucks. Sorry, brother. Thoughts on Redder, gaining lots of popularity and not hearing any negative effects. I've kind of ranted about this a bit the last couple nights, or 2 nights ago, I think it was. And I'm just against all of these peptides and safe cycles and all this crap. Like, I think there are so many ways naturally you can improve, and if that gives you the sense of progression, I think that's like good, and you're playing it safe, you're being natural, and oh my god, my eye, what the hell? And you're progressing the right way. I don't like any of these like hacks and experimenting on your body, because Red Eye hasn't been known for like more than like 10 years. It has no long-term research on it. And I know how popular it has become with all of these teenage influencers about, oh, look how much body fat I dropped. It's suppressed. Basically, if you're not aware of what Redder is, it pretty much suppresses your appetite completely. So you can run off high energy on, let's say, a 1,000 calorie diet, like a female diet. And you still hold and retain muscle mass as well, which is like, what the fuck? I'm just against it, and I think you should do everything the right and natural and healthy way. And how can you lose body fat in the most sustainable way? A caloric deficit, by either taking more calories out of your diet or slowly and steadily increasing your physical activity. Got to run McRae one day soon when it's hot. Lock it in, Alex. Let's do it. The weather, I checked. The weather the next week is awful, but summer's coming right around the corner. A little bit. Lost 5 kilos in 2-3 months. Got on Redder for 6 weeks. For 6 weeks, months. Now, I don't know if you mean 6 months or weeks. For 6 weeks, months, and lost 10 kilos. Well, like I said, Redder it suppresses your appetite in 6 weeks and lost 10 kilos. And then in dates, it's not like we're all human. We can all lose body fat slowly and steadily. Redder is a peptide, which I do not recommend personally. We all need to develop patience and realize body fat can just slowly get off of our body over time if we put ourselves in a deficit. Like, we don't need to crazily suppress our appetite and take all of this stuff, which we believe will give us fast results, because usually the case with fast results, you'll lose it twice as fast. Like when you get off Redder, you'll start eating a whole bunch of calories again. Like, do we expect to just take Redder for ages? Just have discipline, 1000%. It's all about discipline. Why don't I recommend Redder? Because I think it doesn't really, I don't think it's that necessary. And I don't think we should be relying on peptides and that type of stuff. Especially if we're not competing. Like, okay, if you're competing for some sort of show and you want to risk your health, you want to risk your life expectancy, go down that path. But most of us just want to look pretty sexy, get jacked, get lean for summer. And we don't need to take it as far as we think we do. Like, crazy negative consequences on our health. Couldn't recommend it more. People vape and smoke and put other shit in their bodies. Exactly, I agree. Like, there are other shit people, but that's not an excuse for us to be shit and unhealthy as well. That's like saying, oh, he did this drug, so now I'm allowed to do this drug because he put that shit in his body, and now that gives me the benefit of the doubt to put this in my body. That is not the right mindset. Me and Alex just have the exact same brain. Just because people vape doesn't mean we need to do it too. Well said, brother. Exactly. Like, it's not like it gives us the benefit of the doubt. And if someone does one or has one red flag and does one bad habit, that gives us the green light. Like, we should have our own values, I think, is definitely the best mindset. It's like, you'll be surprised. Like, it's not as hard to burn body fat as we think it is. If we can just have a long-term plan for, let's say, 8 to 10 weeks and say we're going to slowly reduce our calories, specifically, let's say our carbs, we're eating however many carbs a day, maybe, I don't know, 200 grams, and we want to go from 200 to 150, and then we're only taking out 8,000 steps a day, and we want to go from 8,000 steps to 9,000. Small changes will get us far, and this makes it a lot more sustainable than doing these big crash fad. Is that the word I'm looking for? Fad diets? I think that's the word. Like keto. I remember 2020 I did the keto diet, so basically I eliminated all carbs and my diet just ran off fats and protein. And yeah, I lost a bunch of like water weight because carbs obviously hold water. But I'm going to be honest, I plateaued relatively fast because a large chunk of my calories did come from carbs. And when I removed all of that, now I went from, let's say, 3,000 to 2,000. And yeah, I lost weight in the beginning, but then I plateaued and there wasn't really much else to change with my diet. Because then I would have been risking loss of muscle if I was to, like, let's say, drop my protein a little bit more. Peptides are amino acids. They are produced naturally and just create a faster process. I know they don't have like the same side effects as steroids because that plays with like your hormones and stuff. I know peptides don't play with your hormones. I guess it's not worth the financial investment. You're better off spending money on higher quality food or maybe a better gym membership, better environment. Adrian, you need to talk more about faith. Document that journey, brother. Would be sick to see. Would be so authentic. I tell you what, I've been procrastinating too much about getting into my faith. I've had conversations with my friend Alex about it, and I have still been procrastinating so fucking much. Like, Alex actually convinced me to download the Bible app. And I'm going to be brutally honest with everyone. I've only checked it, it's probably been a month now, and I've checked it maybe 5 times. Like, I've been slacking. I think that would be a sick new purpose. And to document it all would be fucking... You can tell a joke. Would document it all would be actually like purposeful just because I know how much of a... I hate to say the word, but yeah, beginner and more there is to learn for myself. Yeah, because no one talks about their faith until they know enough about it. Exactly. Oh, my eyes twitching. What is going on with my eyes tonight? These contact lenses, man. Documenting from the start would be super authentic. Wow. Make a very good point. Thanks so much for the follow, Mason. Did you say this same joke the other night in the live? Why did the apple cross the road? You said to the shopping cart to eat brother. I respect the consistency. Bro. What's that? Back-to-back nights? I still don't understand it. Does anyone else... Why would an apple eat a shopping cart? Yeah, joke gave me a quickie. I still don't get it. Like, what the fuck? Guys, if you have any other questions about gym, diet, self-improvement, pump them through. I recently just finished reading the book. Where is it? The Courage to be Disliked by, there's two authors, Ichiro Kishimi and Fumitake Koga. Basically, this whole book, put it back. The whole book is a conversation between some philosopher and some student who comes to visit him over the course of 5 nights. No, I didn't, Alex. Did you? I think I read 30, 40 pages of it. Fuck, haven't started. It is so... Guys, has anyone here read Art of War? I read like 30, 40 pages, but I'm going to be honest, I didn't really absorb much or any of it. That book is fucked. I've got to say, I've been watching you for probably less than a week, but your content is great. Thank you so much, Leo. That means so much, bro. None of this 6'7" stuff. We're not little boys, alright? Should go on Love Island. I think my sisters were watching the other night. Imagine if they're watching me. Why I'm in a relationship? Fucking hell. Did I miss any comments? What was I speaking about? Oh yeah. The courage to be disliked. Let me see if there's a bit I highlighted that I can spit out to you guys now. We've got a part here. Thank you so much for the gift, Mason. Appreciate it, bro. People enter this world as helpless beings, and people have the universal People have the universal desire to escape from that helpless state. Adler called this the pursuit of superiority. Wow, I really can't pronounce that word. Superiority. Fuck, I'm stupid. That is a crazy quote. Like, we all have this desire to be the best and make others feel inferior. This book speaks a lot about Adlerian psychology. I don't know if anyone's heard about that. Give it a Google search after this live if you're interested. It's a very, unique way of thought and thinking about how to develop and bring happiness into your own life and create your own way of, success. Really interesting book. And it's only I'll be honest, it's not the hardest to read. It's 270 pages. Took me 2 weeks. Highly recommend it. Life-changing. I'm going to read it again soon. Proven ways to break bad habits. With bad habits, as addictive as they are, and as of convenient as they have become, due to the world obviously advancing, etc., it's never been easier to fall into degeneracy. Never been easier. With social media, we have access to our phones 24/7. We have, obviously, access to the hub 24/7. We have fast food with Uber Eats, access to 24/7. We have all of this stuff which is constantly being shoved in our face to give us this quick sort of pleasure. I believe that the best advice with trying to break bad habits is to make them put as much friction in them as of possible, and with good habits to make them frictionless. So as easy as possible. So how can we make bad habits have more friction? Okay, let's say we're addicted to our phone. Right now, we're addicted to our phone because we never have it on Do Not Disturb or it's never on airplane mode. That is one actionable step which will get us to not go on our phone as much. What's another way? Okay, maybe, you know how we probably all have iPhones. With our phone, if we just raise it, it usually turns on. We don't have to click anything. If you have raise or touch to turn on, that's frictionless. What if we were to go in our settings and say, I want to have those settings off, and the only way I can turn on my phone is to physically click the power button. Now we are making the task of going on our phone when we are bored a lot more difficult, maybe by 10%. And you'll be surprised that these little things actually make a huge, huge, huge difference. Same thing with junk food. Okay, how do we make junk food have more friction? Oh, let's not always buy groceries when we're hungry. Let's buy groceries when we're full so we can make more right decisions. All right, let's delete Uber Eats on my phone. I don't even know why I have it. Every time I get it and I get the food, I eat it. I'm just like, what? This is already like, this is kind of mid. This has just made me more hungry. This fast food full of seed oils, excess ingredients. Thank you so much for the rose, Sad. Appreciate it. Thanks for the follow, Danny, brother. What's going on, Evan? So honestly, that is what has helped me the most. And obviously, there's two ways you can go about it. You can try cold turkey. You can try, let's say you play 10 hours of video games and you really, really, really want to stop. Thank you for the heart, Melik. We try cold turkey and we go from 8 hours of video games to 0 in thinking that that will make us progress faster. But usually when we do cold turkey, the withdrawal symptoms we start to get are actually extremely high, and it makes the task of not playing video games as of much a whole lot more difficult. All right. I actually did recently make a YouTube guide on my self-improvement channel, which will be in my little like link tree when you click on my account, about how to break bad habits recently. Also made a video about nofap, if that's something which you feel like always gets the best of you and you think that is like the hardest addiction to break. I yap on for like 15 minutes about how I personally beat nofap, or how I beat fapping addiction and got on nofap, the purpose behind it, what benefited me by doing it, and how I felt. And like, I guess I share my challenges and stories as well. Guys, if we have any more questions regarding gym, diet, self-improvement, pump them more through. I'll make sure to answer every single one. Let me get a quick drink. Greek Orthodox, yeah. A lot of these problems can be solved with the Lord. That's true. But it also still physically takes us to be disciplined as well. I watched that NoFap video. It was great. Legend, Leo. I appreciate that, bro. Have you subscribed to the channel? I love it when people give good quality feedback on the YouTube videos. That's something I'm like dedicating to post every single second day. For sure, bro. And same here, Greek Orthodox. Amazing. Hey, bro, I'm really not trying to be mean or sad or anything. You're a really handsome bloke and good mind. Thank you so much, bro. I don't see how that's mean or rude in any way. Thanks, bro. I appreciate all constructive criticism if we feel like we have something that I can learn from, or etc. That's life. Really respect you for having a platform like this. Good on you there. Thank you so much, brother. Appreciate it, bro. Guys, if there was one bad habit that we feel like controls us the most, what would it be? Thanks, bro. Because for me personally, it was... Yeah, I don't know what my zodiac sign is. What would my most baddest habit be? Back in the day, like 2, 3 years ago. Probably... I'd say video games, honestly. Show respect, it's our land. Come on, bro. What was I upping about? Oh yeah, going cold turkey. Cold turkey isn't the best approach to trying to defeat some sort of bad habit. Instead, what we want to do is we want to focus on progressive overloading, okay? So let's say right now, we play video games for, let's say, 8 hours a day. How can we make progress in that? first we become aware of our duration of how much we spend time on this bad habit, like being on our phone, like video games, eating junk food. So let's say we're stuck on our phone for 12 hours a day and we want to get that number down. Our first actionable step is to become aware of how many hours we spend on our phone. So if we can all check our screen time, obviously after this live, and write down, okay, I'm on my phone for 8 hours. We write that down and we got to set ourselves a goal, a short-term goal. Sounds like a year 6 speech. Thank you so much, Nathan. Hope you're having a great night, brother. That's a good one. I love that. Let's say our goal is to go from 8 hours to 0. That's our long-term goal. What's our short-term goal? Okay, let's go from 8 to 7. And once we can tick that box, that's progress, and the withdrawal symptoms are going to be extremely low. Okay? I love that. That's so funny. And you'll be surprised, like when you make these little adjustments and progress just a little bit, withdrawal symptoms are so low. Thanks for the follow, Nathan, although roasted me. Appreciate it, bro. Withdrawal symptoms are low, and when we tick a little goal that's actually relatively easy, that motivates us to set a slightly challenging goal. So now we go from 8 hours to 7, 7 to 6, 6 to 5, 5 to 4, 4 to 3, 3 to 2, 2 to 1, 1 to 0. Obviously, okay, maybe there's not a version of us who spends 0 hours on his phone, but you get like the gist of things. Guys, any more questions about gym, diet, self-improvement, pump them through. Melbourne. Let's talk about some books. We have The Courage to Be Disliked. Type 1 in the chat if you've read any of the books I'm about to show you, okay? Power of Your Subconscious Mind. We got Attached by Dr. Amir Levine. Oh my god, why is the screen gone so bright? Jesus. 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. We got Master Your Relationship Anxiety. Really educational. Personally, one of my favorites, Hard Times Create Strong Men. You haven't read that? I saw that bookmark. Which one was this? Oh, you caught me. Good job. This book I actually haven't finished. I just started it. Because I just finished reading The Courage to Be Disliked. I should have some parts highlighted in it. Little parts. I didn't highlight too much of this. I like to highlight more, or more towards the end. I like to highlight more when I'm reading it for the second time. The Way of the Superior Man I've read 4 times by David Data. All about masculinity, purpose, sexual desires. If you want to invest in a book and you feel like reading books is a habit you're struggling with now, but you want to get into it, I would personally say this. It jumps to different ideas so much. Which book, man? Which book? I am. Oh, you've read it, bro. Unreal. I was actually speaking to someone the other day and he said he's read it as well. I don't mind it, the fact that it's a conversation between the philosopher and the youth student guy. I think it's really easy to read and how it goes from night 1, night 2, night 3, night 4. Talks about like this. It's very straightforward and it speaks about, how do you pronounce it? Alderian psychology, which can be like a bit hard. I read Green Eggs and Ham. It can be a bit hard to wrap your head around. Harry Potter. Harry Potter's not real, so we can't be reading books that like a made up story, fairy tales. Like it's very straightforward, like I'm just getting ideas pumped in. Definitely a book I'll have to reread. Let me enjoy my wizards. Fucking hell. The trolling, bro. Have I read... Ooh, I can't even pronounce that. Allegory of the Cave. No, I haven't. Can you tell me what it's a bit about? I'll screenshot so I can remember. Never heard of that. Who's the author? When I finished reading Courage to Be Disliked, the author recommended his next book, The Courage to Be Happy, which Courage to Be Disliked has sold 12 million copies. That second book has only sold 2 million, so what, 10x less? Hey, what's going on, Nathan? How you been, brother? Oh, Nathan's back on his second account. My mic is just... This cord is so long. Oh my god. It's from Plato, about how we struggle with change and reject it. Wow, that sounds extremely interesting. Do you think it was like a hard read? Because I'm going to be honest, if there's something I like discipline with, it's hard reads. Like Art of War, I struggled with that. Also about how people don't really understand others' perspective. That sounds so fucking interesting. Thank you so much. This is some valuable stuff. What's going on, Addy? How you been, brother? Thanks so much for the rose, Nathan. Have you read Emotional Intelligence by Daniel Goleman? I haven't. I'd like to say I'm a bit more on the emotional intelligence side, but that's not going to stop me from learning more. Emotional Intelligence, very simple title. It was just a story and you have to draw your own conclusions from it, so it's a bit of a hard read. Hard reads are tough. Oh, that's something I got to be more disciplined with, like trying to just lock in when reading a tough book and not just give up. Like, I guess some of the books I've read have been like semi-difficult, and just reading altogether is just obviously the right thing to be doing, because I remember I saw a statistic, I think it was like 90% of people, I could be wrong, but 90% of people don't pick up a book for the rest of their life after they finish high school, which is fucking mind-boggling. Crazy. Came out years ago, one of the original concepts of EQ and its importance. Emotional, yeah. I'm going to screenshot that as well. I'll look into it. I appreciate that. Screenshot. If we have any more questions about books, self-improvement, physical health, mental health, social skills, dating, guys, pump them through. Let's go. I think the hardest bit is actually making changes based on what you read. Wow. Well said. That's true. One of the books I read was that, I guess, is the hardest to do that, make changes from what you read. How to Do the Work by Dr. Nicole LePera. All about like healing from childhood trauma and doing like the inner work. That is some hard stuff to stay consistent with. But we all know how much it will benefit our future selves. Attached was very easy. I guess Attached and learn about the attachment styles. The most important thing about that is just becoming aware of them, because awareness is like huge in general. And you start to know why you act like this when this happens. Why's my laptop overheating here? Close it. Did I miss any other comments before? No. This is probably the most red-pilled, misogynistic book, but I did thoroughly enjoy it. Has anyone read Hard Times Create Strong Men? By Stefan R. Neo. What's going on, Griffin? Guys, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Adrian Petis. It will be the second link in my little like link tree on my TikTok account. I'm going to answer 2 more questions before we wrap things up, so please pump them through. It's getting pretty late now. You guys have asked amazing questions, and even I've learned so much tonight. This has been a good quality live. How long have we been live for? How do you avoid taking things so personally? Wow. I guess that's something I still struggle with. Like if I have a close friend and he criticizes me, sometimes I will just get defensive a bit as well. But I think what we have to realize is that when someone criticizes you, or let's say makes a joke to you, or says anything, realize that that's his task and that's how he feels, and that how you respond is your task. So we can't control what other people want to say to us. Like if I'm to receive hate comments on this live, which I kind of just did, okay, that's how that person feels. And if someone, let's just say this, if you feel like someone's saying something negative to you, that's most likely because his life is pretty negative, which I know is a hard pill to swallow, but when we can kind of understand this and realize people project onto others. So if someone's feeling like shit, he's going to project shitness in this world. Whereas if someone is really happy, grateful, purposeful, etc., he's going to project a lot of good in this world. So what really helped me is if I receive like some sort of hate, I try my best to like not really get triggered, and I can really like think deep and understand where this hate is coming from. I think learning and understanding more about like human behavior and just having the awareness makes you know not to take things as of personal. Just paying my respects, Adrian, for your positive content. Thank you so much, brother. That means so much, bro. Hope you're having a good night. What's going on, Charlie? Good night, cuz. Have a good night, brother. Guys, we want to answer 2 more questions. Eyes are drying up. Too much screen time tonight. Hey, man, what's going on, Charlie? How's your night, bro? Better wrap things up. It's been a good live. Oh, shit, the screen just glitched. I think we're going to leave things there, guys. I hope everyone has a great night. Thank you so much for your questions. I hope you found value in my answers. I currently have my private school community, which is all about self-improvement. We have a discussion thread there, so if you ever feel like you have to ask me a question, that's the place to do so, because I'm not always live 24/7. That's the place to do so. We also have pre-recorded courses, live calls in there twice a week, and we'll also be hosting private meetups. Other than that, I hope you all have a good night. I don't know when the next time I'll be live will be. Probably maybe next week or maybe on Sunday, but we'll see. Take care, everyone, and have a good night. Peace.